Welcome, everyone. This is the Masterclass. My name is Patricknazareth. I have around 30 years of experience in teaching, and I'm here to help dispel your doubts, should you have any. Today, we look at the lesson Madam Rides the Bus, written by Vallikannan. Vallikannan was the pen name of a gentleman called R.S. Krishnaswamy. He was born on the 12th of November 1920. He died on the 9th of November 2006. Who was he? A renowned Tamil writer, journalist, critic and translator. In 1978, he won the Sahitya Academy Award. Throughout his life, he started writing at a young age. He wrote 75 books. They include novels, novellas, poetry collections, plays, essays. What did he write on? He wrote stories that captured everyday life and the experiences that ordinary people, especially children, go through. His stories focused on simple yet meaningful moments in life. Do you recall the first time you did something without the help of your parents? We meet Valli or Valli Amma, an 8-year-old girl. She didn't have many friends. The only pastime she had was to stand at the door of her house and look outside at the street. This was in no way boring for her. She was very fascinated. Most of all, she liked to see the bus. It used to go between her village and the nearest town. Twice a day it used to come, once going from her village to the town and then back again. Each time the bus had new passengers, and each time Valli looked at the bus, she found happiness. She decided that she had to ride the bus. She would look at the people who got off at the street corner. Looking at them would fuel her desire to ride on the bus. Suppose one of her friends went on the bus and tried to describe to Valli what she would see there. Valli used to get jealous and she used to run away, yelling at her friend in English, "Proud, proud." She did not know the meaning of the word, but in their village, they used it to indicate that they did not like something about the person or what the person was saying. This went on for many days, many months, and Valli listened to all the talk that went on between the people who got off and on the bus as well as her neighbors. She understood certain things. First, the town. It was 6 miles from her village. And the fare? 30 paise. A man said it was very little, but to somebody like Valli, it represented a huge sum. The trip took 45 minutes if she paid her 30 paise, and if she wanted to come back, she could stay on the bus, pay again, and she would reach home. She planned. She went on thinking about how she could ride on the bus, and one day she decided to act. It was a spring day in the afternoon, and the bus was stopped by Valli. The conductor came to the door and he said, "Whoever has to get on, please do get on." He thought that Valli was stopping the bus for somebody else. Valli said, "I have to get on." He went to help her, but she was quick to say, "No, I don't need any help. I am old enough to look after myself." The conductor took it in a spirit of fun and joy, and he says, "Please don't get angry with me, madam. Come on up, have a seat in front. Everybody move. Let the girl sit down." The bus was not full. There were only 6 or 7 people there. Valli went to a seat and she sat down. The conductor asked her again, "Would you like me to start the bus now, ma'am?" And then, of course, the bus set off. The bus itself was new. Its outside was white and there were green stripes on it. And Valli tells us there was a clock above the windshield. The seats were very soft. Valli looked all around her. To her, everything was new. Unfortunately, when she tried to look outside, she found that the lower part of her window was covered by a canvas blind. So she stood up in order to see outside. The bus was traveling by the side of a canal. The road was very narrow. She could see palm trees. She could see mountains and of course the blue sky. Green fields planted with crops. She was happy. A voice cut in, telling her to sit down. Being a child, she sat down immediately and she looked around to see who had spoken to her. Turned out it was an elderly man who had been worried about her. She was annoyed. Why did she listen to him? And she said, "I'm not a child. Just like you, just like everybody else here, I paid my fare." And the conductor was hearing this exchange. He told the man, "Listen, this is a grown-up lady. How can a child pay 30 paise her own fare and travel all the way to the city?" Valli got angry at this also, and she told the conductor, "Listen, I'm not a madam, and you have not yet given me my ticket." The conductor apologized and gave her a ticket. "Sit back, make yourself comfortable," he said. "Why would you want to stand when you're paying for your seat?" And Valli said, because I am comfortable standing and I want to. She was told, if you stand up, you might fall and hit your head. You might get hurt because the bus jerks sometimes while moving. And she got angry. I am not a child, I'm 8 years old. And the conductor, of course, made fun of her. Okay, 8 years old. The bus stopped. More passengers got on, and the conductor got busy handing out tickets. An elderly woman came and sat down next to her. Valli found this woman to be a little disgusting. Why? She had big holes in her earlobes and such terrible looking earrings. She was chewing supari, and Valli could see the beetle juice, the supari juice that was forming at the corner of her mouth. And Valli was like, ooh, that's very yucky. The old lady asked her if she was traveling alone. So she answered, very rudely, she's traveling alone and she's got a ticket. The conductor also backed her up. She's going to town and she has got a 30 paise ticket. Valli told the conductor again, mind your own business. But she laughed and so did everyone else. The old woman went on, is it correct for such a young child to be traveling alone? Do you know where to go in town? What's your house number? Asking questions because she was concerned about Valli. But Valli got angry at this and told her very clearly, do not bother about me, I can take care of myself. She cut off the conversation and looked out of the window. This was, after all, her first journey on the bus. How had she paid for it? She had saved whatever coins came her way. She did not buy anything for herself, no peppermints, no toys, no balloons. And finally, she had got this grand total of 60 paise. It had been especially tempting to spend some money at the village fair, but she had told herself, no, I will not go on the merry-go-round. I have to go on the bus. Her next problem was, how would she get out of the house without her mother knowing? Her mother used to sleep after lunch from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Valli never used to sleep in the afternoon. This was the time that Valli used to stand at the doorway of her house, or she used to maybe go out into the village. She realized she could use this very same time to go to the town and come back on the bus. So the bus continues on, sometimes going through a tiny hamlet, sometimes past a wayside shop. The landscape kept on changing. It crossed other vehicles on the road. It crossed pedestrians, kept on going smoothly. It appeared as if the trees were running towards them. But then they stopped when the bus reached and stood there while the bus moved off, leaving them behind. Valli was very happy. What had she seen? She had seen a young cow. This cow with a tail in the air was running in front of the bus. The driver was honking, but the cow did not understand that it had to go to the side. It kept on running in front of the bus, getting more and more frightened. Valli found this very funny, and she laughed such a lot. The conductor told her, settle down, you better save some for tomorrow. The cow moved off the road, and she noticed a train in the distance. It rushed past the railway crossing where the bus had stopped, and then the bus went on past the train station, and then it reached the town. A wide street, huge shops, beautiful merchandise, and so many people. Valli had never seen this all. Anyways, everyone got off except Valli. The conductor told her, hey lady, aren't you going to move? She said, no, I'm going back the same way. Here's your fare again. The conductor asked her, are you sure? Is nothing the matter? She said, no. I just wanted a bus ride. Don't you want to come down and see the sights? She said, no, I'm alone. I'd be too afraid. So the conductor told her, but you weren't afraid to come in the bus. She said, no, nothing to be afraid of in the bus, but I will not get out. Why don't you go have a cold drink? I don't have any money, she said. Give me my ticket. The conductor said, don't worry about it. This cold drink is a treat from my side. So she said, no, I just want my ticket. The conductor got back, waited for passengers, time for the return journey. They went back. The conductor asked her, won't your mother be looking for you? She said, no, no one will be worried about me, don't worry. Going back, she wasn't bored. She saw the same sight. She saw different things. She was happy. But suddenly she noticed a dead cow lying by the roadside. It had obviously been struck by some fast-moving vehicle. She thought she recognized the cow and she asked the conductor, wasn't that the same cow who used to run in front of our bus? And the conductor said yes. And she felt very sad. It had been so beautiful, so lovable, and now it was dead. Its legs spread apart, its sightless eyes looking, blood all over the road. The bus moved on, but the memory of the dead cow stayed in her mind. And suddenly she wasn't that happy anymore. She didn't want to look out of the window. So she sat down at a seat until the bus reached back to her village at 3:40. She got up, thanked the conductor. She jumped down from the bus and went to her house. The mother was awake. She was talking to one of Valli's aunts. And where have you been? Obviously was the question that both of them asked Valli. And Valli smiled. The aunt and the mother just continued with their conversation. What were they talking about? There were so many different things in the world today. We cannot understand or see everything, can we? And Valli said yes. And the mother asked, what's that you say? You agree with us? And the aunt said, such a small girl, she has no idea about the world, she has no knowledge about the world. And look how she talks, interrupting us as if she was a grown lady. Valli just smiled. She didn't want them to understand what was behind the smile. But then, how would they know, would they? Who are the characters in the story then? Valli or Valli Amma? She is 8 years old, a curious, determined child, confident, careful with money and planning in order to do what she wants. The conductor, a happy person, a jolly person, a friendly person. He enjoys teasing Valli and calls her madam, kind and caring. The elderly man, a passenger on the bus, who was concerned about Valli's safety. The elderly woman, again another passenger on the same bus, whom Valli found talkative and interfering. She also found her repulsive. Valli's mother, who takes afternoon naps and is unaware of what Valli does while she is sleeping. Valli's aunt, whom Valli finds very talkative, who doesn't like young children interfering in adults' conversations. What are the settings in this lesson? Valli's house and the street just outside it. Inside the bus, how the bus is described, the seats and everything else. The route taken by the bus, going along the canal and the natural landscapes. The town with its bright shops, crowds and wide roads. And the bus station where the bus stops. What are the literary devices in use here? Repetition, green, 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 blue, blue sky, emphasizing the beauty of the natural landscape. Personification, trees came running towards them. Imagery, descriptions of the bus, the scenery, the dead cow. Irony, Valli's mother talks about not knowing everything happening around them, unaware that Valli has been on her own journey and back without her knowing about it. Contrast, the living cow versus the dead cow, joy versus sadness. Dialogue, natural conversations revealing the personalities of the characters. Foreshadowing, the playful cow that is running happily, but it also hints at the tragic fate that is going to fall upon it. What are the themes of this story? Growing up, Valli wants to be treated as a grown-up, not as a child. Independence, Valli's desire to do things on her own. Curiosity and adventure, the fascination she has with the world beyond her street. Determination, the careful planning and how she saves shows her strong willpower. Loss of innocence, the dead cow shows us how harsh reality breaks the joy of the child. The cycle of life and death, the same cow, once alive and full of life, next second dead. It shows us how fragile life is. Dreams and achievement, how Valli fulfills her own wishes, her wish through her own efforts. Social class, for someone 30 paise is nothing. To Valli, 30 paise is a fortune. Observation and learning, Valli learns not by talking but by listening carefully and by looking all around her, observing everything. That's the lesson there for you then. I do hope I have been of help. If I have, please do like, subscribe and share. Remember, there might be others who would be requiring our help. Thank you so much for watching.